right, third grade, we're back for language. So I want you to be thinking carefully because we have been talking about our what? Commas, yes. Just a little hint there for you. We've been talking about our comma rules. What is our first comma rule that we've talked about? Get out of there. Sorry. She's going in my lunch bag. Not good. Okay, anyway, what is our first comma rule? Put a comma after yes or no at the beginning of a sentence. Good. And our second comma rule: before and after a person's name when you're talking to the person, not about the person. Very good. Then yesterday, what did we learn? What were you supposed to be remembering? We put commas. Good job. A couple of you, just a couple. I want all of you. After words in a series, when there's words in a series, we put our commas between those words in a series so we don't have to say, Mom bought Brayden new socks. Mom bought Brayden new shoes. Mom bought Brayden new jeans. Mom bought Brayden new shirts. Mom bought Brayden new... Okay, like, no. Mom bought Brayden new socks, shoes, shirts, belts, hats, and cologne. I don't know. Whatever. But we can put it together in one sentence, but we separate each of those words with a comma when they're in that series. And what is the thing I told you to remember yesterday? No commas after and. No commas after and. We only put the commas in front of our and, okay? No commas after and. So, remembering all of those rules that we've learned already, let's look at our sentences that we have here on the board. Hannah, did you get a new puppy? I feel like we should change this to Lily. Are you getting a new puppy? Okay. But, Hannah, did you get a new puppy? Where are we going to put our comma? We are going to put it after Hannah. Why? Because we're talking to Hannah, not about Hannah. We're not saying Hannah is going to get a new puppy. No. If we said Hannah is going to get a new puppy, that would be talking about her. We're not saying, hey, Hannah is going to get a new puppy. What? Who? You. Me? What? Who? Why? Because that's what I thought you said. I said, what? Never mind. Yeah, doesn't make sense. So because I'm talking to Hannah, I put a comma. Yes, my family got him last night. Tyler. Yes, because yes at the beginning of a sentence. When there is a yes or no at the beginning of a sentence, we place a comma after it. Yes, comma, my family got him last night. He is brown, tan, white, and white. I heard some of you, we can't have, is brown tan a thing? No, he is brown. What is he also? Tan. And he's also white. But we only put our commas in front of the and. So he is brown, tan, and white. Not brown, tan, and white. Okay? Next one. And again, this just makes me think of Lily when I see this sentence. Pretty much the same. Our family has 1 dog, 1 cat, 3 fish, and 2 rabbits. Whoa, wait. Our family has 1 dog, 1 cat, 3 fish, and 2 rabbits. What? Has 1 dog, 1 cat. Oh. So we look for the series. Our family has what? There's trying to say 1 dog, comma, so that way I know it doesn't go into the 1 dog 1, okay, or 1, and then a dog, and then another 1, and then a cat, and then a 3. No, our family doesn't own ones, okay? Our family has 1 dog, 1 cat, 3 fish, comma, and 2 rabbits. Okay, so when we are looking, Those were phrases in that series, okay? So word phrases, one dog, one cat, three fish. It's the same thing. They're all talking about that, what the family has. So that's an important thing, that we are recognizing that they are similar because it's a similar group of words. One dog, one cat, three fish, and two rabbits. All right, I want you to do a if there should be a comma in these sentences that I read, and exactly where. Ethan, is your sister's name Sophia? So I'll read it again. Ethan, is your sister's name Sophia? Good. Some of you already did it. After what? After Ethan, because I'm talking to Ethan, not about Ethan. Why not after Sophia or before Sophia? Because I'm talking about Sophia, not to Sophia. Good. Yes, Sophia is my little sister. Yes, Sophia is my little sister. Good job. Do you have any brothers or sisters, Abby? Do you have any brothers or sisters, Abby? Before Abby, yes. No, but I do have some cousins. No, but very good, but I do have some cousins. We made cupcakes, cookies, and treat bags for Dad's birthday party. We made cupcakes, cookies, and treat bags for Dad's birthday party. So it should be, we made cupcakes, cookies, and treat bags. No, remember, because no commas after and for Dad's birthday party. Dad, Mom, Grandpa, and Grandma all sat on the porch to visit. Dad, Mom, Grandpa, and Grandma all sat on the porch to visit. So Dad, Mom, Grandpa, and Grandma all sat on the porch to visit. Okay, so think those through. Words in a series, yes or no at the beginning of a sentence, and before and after a name, wherever kind of it is in the sentence, depending on if you're going to do it before or after, or before and after. Remember, if it's in the middle, we do it both. When you're talking to the person, not about the person, and then put commas between words in a series. So think those rules through. Well, when we write the name of a city and a state together, we place a comma between them. So we place a comma after the state too, unless it comes at the end of a sentence. So if the state is in the beginning of the sentence, we put a comma after the state as well. So anytime you see a city with a state. Now, one of the things that some students would go, well, I don't know these cities. I've never heard of Cheyenne, Wyoming before. Right, but even if you haven't heard of Cheyenne, Wyoming, you've got two names that are capital that probably are talking about a city and a state, and Wyoming is probably something that you've heard before as a state, so the word in front of it would probably be its city that goes along with it. So just think things through carefully with cities and states. You probably recognize more states than you realize from just hearing them. So then you'll know exactly where you should put that comma. So let's look at our sentences here. The first sentence says, our family drove to Salina, Kansas. Well, what did we just finish saying? In between our city and our state. Now, you might not know Salina, Kansas. I didn't know it, but there's Kansas, and I know that's a state. So Salina in front of it must be the city. I put a comma between the city and state, but since Kansas is at the end, I don't need to put another comma because that's not going to make sense to have a comma and a period. So I just leave it with the period at the end. But then look at this sentence. Cheyenne, Wyoming is a state capital. We always put commas between our city and our state, and then after the state if it's in the beginning of the sentence or in the middle of the sentence. Cheyenne, Wyoming is a state capital. Cheyenne, comma, Wyoming, comma, is a state capital. So we put them between the city and state and also after the state. Between the city and state and also after the state, if it's in the beginning. Between the city and state and also after the state, okay? Ogden, Utah has beautiful mountains. So Ogden, comma, Utah, you might say, I don't know that Ogden is the city of Utah. I didn't even know Utah. Well, you probably have heard of Utah, and if not, just think, okay, Ogden, Utah. Oh, that sounds like a city and a state together. Okay, so you would put a comma after Utah as well because that's in the beginning of the sentence. Now, look at the last sentence. My uncle lives in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. So this is where sometimes my students would get confused. They'd go, oh, between Eureka and then Springs and then, before Arkansas. No, because my uncle doesn't live in Eureka. Oh, Springs. Oh, Arkansas. No. And he also doesn't live in Eureka. Springs, Arkansas is not a name of a state. Okay. So he lives in Eureka Springs. That's the name of the city. And then Arkansas is the name of the state. So we would put our comma after Eureka Springs. So don't put it between Eureka and then again Springs and then again Arkansas. We just leave it with Eureka Springs is the name of the city and Arkansas is the state. And you know Arkansas because that's when our southeast region that we've been studying. So you do know that one. So think that through carefully. All right, page 62 really quickly. We'll keep this short. I'm trying to see what time it is. Okay. Page 62. So it says in the look closely section, use a comma to separate the name of a town or a city from the name of a state. In a sentence, place a comma after the state too, unless it comes at the end of the sentence. Cheyenne, Wyoming is the state capital. So Cheyenne, comma, Wyoming, comma, is the state capital. Have you ever been to Jackson Hole, Wyoming? So Jackson Hole is the name of the city, and then Wyoming is the state. So Jackson Hole, comma, Wyoming. I don't put another comma because it's at the end of the sentence. But don't put a comma between Jackson and Hole. You only put a comma between the city and the state. The name of the city is Jackson Hole. No comma is needed if only the state is named. If it just says Wyoming is a state with many beautiful mountains, you don't need to put a comma after just the state. We put the comma between the city and the state. So read each sentence carefully. Use proofreader's marks to add the necessary commas. So you already saw this one. In Jackson Hole, Wyoming, there are 4 giant arches made of elk antlers. So where are we going to put our commas? After Jackson Hole, before Wyoming, and then after Wyoming as well, because we put it after the state if it's in the beginning of the sentence or middle of the sentence. And then I want you to go ahead and do 2 through 5 on your own, thinking carefully, putting it between the city and the state, after the state if it's in the middle of the sentence or beginning of the sentence. Think B, rewrite. So you're writing again, like it means rewrite. Each sentence adding the necessary capitalization and commas because they wrote these with nothing. And so that's how our sentences should not look. So you're going to fix that. Then think C, try some other cities and states. Use proofreader's marks to add the necessary commas. So they're just giving you some other cities and states, trying to introduce them to your mind. Think carefully. We just put it between the city and the state, not between the 2 titles of the city and then the state and whatever. And it goes after the state if it's in the middle or beginning of the sentence. All right? I think you guys can handle that. So just remember that next comma rule, put commas between city and state when it's in a sentence, after the state as well if it's in the beginning of the sentence. Okay? That's it. That's your language page. So work carefully on that. Make me proud, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.